Thank you, Zach. Well, here is something to think about on a cold, snowy evening. A nice summer vacation. Virginia tourism officials are hoping a new tourism guide will help draw more travelers to Virginia next summer because there are a lot of big events going on. Here to tell us a little bit more is Richard Lewis from the Virginia Tourism Corporation. Mr. Lewis, thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Tell me a little bit about how important it is, tourism, to the economic vitality of this state.
Well, in any economy, tourism is one of the most important industries in Virginia. It brings in billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of tax dollars, and supports hundreds of thousands of jobs in Virginia every year. So every time a visitor comes into the state, rents a hotel room, gets a meal, buys a tank of gas, that injects tax money into Virginia's economy. So we want to keep that going.
Of course we do. And the tools at your disposal this year are going to be pretty considerable. Let's talk about some of them. The Picasso paintings that are going to be coming in. Pretty rare to get this kind of opportunity here in Richmond. Tell us about this collection we're going to see.
Well, what a fabulous opportunity this is for Richmonders to see this exhibit. And there's also going to be people coming into Richmond from all over the country, maybe all over the world. This was Picasso's personal collection of his art. It's typically on display in Paris. That museum is undergoing a renovation. That exhibit is coming here to Richmond this year, one of 3 cities in America to host this exhibit and the only one on the East Coast.
And that's at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. When does that start?
That starts in February. It's going to run for several months, but get tickets now in advance because this is going to be a very big exhibition here in Virginia.
One would imagine that'll be a very big draw. Another thing that will certainly be a big draw, the sesquicentennial, 150th year anniversary of the Civil War. The state has been planning for this for some time now. Tell me what that entails and how do you make this accessible to people who are not just history buffs but want to check out the anniversary?
And that is exactly the point. What we want to do is to make this accessible to a broader audience, introduce young people to Civil War history here in Virginia. Virginia has a Civil War Sesquicentennial Commission that's overseeing this commemoration. And one of the things to look for out there is there's going to be an 18-wheeler Civil War history mobile that's going to tour the whole state. It's going to have school programs in it. It's going to have programs for adults. You can go in there and get a good overview of the Civil War in Virginia and then go out from there and see the sites, see the historical places, the museums, and so forth. I think that's going to be a big draw wherever it goes in this state.
An 18-wheeler, pretty cool. And real quickly, lastly, there is the Skyline Drive anniversary as well. Tell us a little bit about that in the Shenandoah Valley.
75th anniversary of the Shenandoah National Park and Skyline Drive. Year in and year out, one of the favorite places to go for Virginians and for people coming in from outside the state. Look for special events coming up all throughout the year and especially in the summer. Great family programming up there in that park. Good place to take your kids, get away for a weekend, go for a day trip. It's one of the best places in all of Virginia.
A lot to be excited about, and thank you very much, Richard Lewis, for your time from the Virginia Tourism Corporation, or Virginia Tourism, I should say.
Yes, indeed.
Now, let me send it over to Angela.
Thanks a lot, Sam.